From sportschatplace.com and pickdogs.com. It's Tuesday, July the 7th, 2020. Here with your live show. Of course, we're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We never miss. We never miss a show. But I'll tell you, we're going to be adding some new shows. We've got our new premium area on the way. Of course, Monday was with Mitch. I didn't really have a lot to talk about, but today the boys are back in town. We've got the Puck Dogs. We've got Steve Monahan. And I'll tell you, for a day with not a lot of sports news brewing, there's kind of is a lot of sports news brewing. I'm going to start it off with a very not popular topic here. Deshaun Jackson has to go immediately. No ifs, no ands, no buts. He must be cut right this second, today, by lunch. I'm telling you, this guy has got to go. Fighting racism with racism is absurd, and to say, well, if you were insulted by my posts, you took it the wrong way. How in the hell would you know how anybody else took it? Just like I don't know how it feels to be black or Asian or any of those things. I stand with you, even though I can't possibly know what it is like. But I'll tell you one thing, Deshaun Jackson to quote Adolf Hitler as his answer and tell everybody else they don't understand. Let's just say Marge Schott did the same thing and they removed her names from everything in Cincinnati. And you know what? She contributed a hell of a lot more to that city and to that baseball team than you'll ever contribute to anything. You're the guy that didn't score the touchdown, right? You're a joke. You have to go. Deshaun Jackson has to go, and it has to happen quick, decisively, and today. No apologies, no nothing. You, just like everybody else, you got to go. Oh, all right. I said it. I feel better, and had to get it out of my system. I said the same thing when I saw George Floyd getting beaten on the sidewalk. I said the same thing about that situation. I'm going to stay consistent. I'm not going to run from these things. I'm going to take them head on. I'm not going to deal with everyone. I'm not going to protest out in the street without a mask on or in 1,000 people. I'm not going to do those things. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to use my platform and I'm going to say what I'm going to say, man. And I don't care. If I lose fans, if I lose followers, because I speak what I believe, then so be it, man. So be it. I can live with that. Oh, no, it's not Steve Monahan. It's Rod Zawacki writing on a piece of paper. Anyways, Steve Monahan, good morning. Sorry about that. Hey, man. I don't apologize for the rant. I just apologize for it's not directed at you guys. You're the one that's
Yeah. Deshaun Jackson is being absolutely hypocritical here. And I think your statement of fighting racism with racism is obviously not the way to go. And I am very curious to see what the Philadelphia Eagles do with him, if they do cut him immediately.
He's going to be cut immediately. Immediately.
He should. I agree.
Immediately.
So let's see.
Anyone who feels I have hate towards the Jewish community took my post the wrong way. Who the hell are you to tell anyone? He said, he quoted Hitler, okay?
Right.
He said...
Never a good thing.
He said, white Jews will blackmail America. They will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes know who they were. This is what he said.
Right.
This is what Deshaun Jackson quoted.
Yes, he did.
Ridiculous, man.
It is.
It is absurd, man. It's just like the worst part. I think it's. Not only did he take himself from where he was, then he digs himself the deeper part. You took my post the wrong way.
Right.
Just like when Marge Schott said, "Oh, Hitler wasn't that bad of a guy." Some of his ideas were really good.
Misunderstood Adolf was.
He was just misunderstood.
Right.
It's like.
So it's crazy.
It's ridiculous, man. He has to go today. He will go today.
Somebody who's not.
My guess, he's going to go today.
Okay, we shall see. Now, flipping gears, there's one guy that's not going to go away for the next 10 years and potentially can make $500 million. What are your thoughts on Patrick Mahomes?
Okay, so Jeff Lurie, Boston University graduate and the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, is Jewish. We're going to see exactly who takes Deshaun Jackson's post the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anyways, I brought up the Boston news because Steve and I both Boston grads.
So what do you think of Mahomes?
Saw Andy Cohen in the College of Communication letter. I didn't even know he actually was there when we were there.
It's true.
From Bravo.
That's right.
Love Andy.
Yeah. Jason Alexander is an alum of BU.
Yeah, tons. Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Tons. Bob Fishman, who directs the Final Four since 1982.
Yeah.
He spoke in my class. I met him. Great guy.
Cool.
Great guy. So Bob Fishman, I asked him, any questions? I had to ask something. What's your biggest challenge when covering an event? He said, basketball's easy. It's all in one little arena. You have your cameras, very few variables. It's like try being at Michigan Motor Speedway when some drunk cuts your cable. Bob Fishman, he says, try making 500 miles around a track look interesting. And Bob Fishman, what he also said at that time was, he's like, and this was like in the early 80s. This was like 84 I met him. He said, I came up with this idea of putting a camera inside the car so you could see the drivers. And you can see they're still doing it, right?
I'm sure.
So it's always fun when you talk to the guys who are the innovators, you know. Anyways, man, let's get back to it.
So Pat Mahomes, your thoughts?
It's a lot of money, but I apparently, you know,
not all guaranteed though.
No, it's not all guaranteed.
That's the big caveat here.
It's just a number, you know.
It's just a number. Trout's deal is almost fully guaranteed for 425. I mean, Mahomes is guaranteed for 140, but this kid is a really special talent, and I'm not surprised that he's now the highest paid.
I think he is a real
player in the NFL. And
I think he's a real special talent, but
field, if you will.
We've seen this before. We've seen this come and go, and it's like it's one thing to do it in a season or 2 seasons or even 3 seasons. It's another to do it over an entire career. And, you know, we'll see if he can do it. He has a ring, so, you know, he's good, right?
He's got an MVP. He's got a ring. He's off to a tremendous start at age 24.
Most NFL players would say, I got a ring, I'm good, you know. Yeah, I'm good. It's all good. It's all gravy from here, you know. Even guys that have multiples, you know, that say, man, the next one, it feels just as good as the first one, but at least having the one, you know, because so many guys play and don't get one.
When I heard about the contract, I kind of flashed back to the USFL days when Steve Young signed with the LA Express, and at the time that contract, you know, seemed like it might as well be worth $1 billion or something at the time. And of course, it's just an inflated number, and Young was never paid anywhere near what the stated value of that deal was. So
this is interesting here. How about things Riley Cooper said, and then they gave him a contract extension? I think in this case, I'm going to say it is that easy to cut him, and I think that they will cut him. I do believe that he will get cut, and I do believe the only reason he hasn't been cut by now is they're figuring out a way to do it that they don't have to pay him a dime. That is really what this is. That's really the delay at this point. That they're probably they're probably in talks with the union because it's going to be a mess, right? It's going to be a mess, but they're trying to figure out how they cut this guy and not pay him a cent. And if he's been paid a signing bonus because he just signed a new deal, that he has to pay it back. I'm telling you, that's the only reason he hasn't been cut already. It's the only reason. It's no different than any of these other things. It's no different. It's in some cases it's worse.
And this is not cutting Deshaun Jackson in the prime of his playing career. I mean,
No.
he's already jumped the shark. He can barely stay on the field. And now with this incident, forget about it. You're right. I mean,
This is like Nick
how do you
Markakis.
not pay him a dime and get rid of him?
This is like Nick Markakis saying, "I'm not playing in the COVID games." It's like, I think the Peter had 62 plate appearances last season or something. It's like, right?
Let's go fishing with David Price.
It was like, I saw that. It was like, Nick Markakis has said he's not playing. It's like, I think the Braves said you're not playing. I think I pretty much have made that clear. Didn't they just bring two kids up that are like, the Braves always have a red hot farm system. It's like when the Braves bring like two kids up, it's like, they probably think that, they got something's going to happen here. It's like, who are the last guys they brought up? I mean, the one guy is ridiculous, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, Ronald Acuna from 2 years ago is starting making, so.
Markakis or Acuna?
Exactly.
It's like, who? Markakis was not a nice role player, and I'm not mean to mock a guy who had a pretty good major league career, and this was a good clubhouse guy and a good all-around thing. But to make a statement, I'm not playing or whatever, it's like, I didn't even realize you were gonna. I was betting against you making the roster this year. It's like these are like the guys that announced the retirement like right before the regular season starts. We see it in the NFL, and because instead of being cut,
Yeah.
But I think next year, you won't see Markakis also on a roster.
I think that's an accurate statement.
Anyways, so Mahomes covered that. Dwight Howard back in the fold for the Lakers. Decided to donate the entire $700,000 of his salary that he'll be making for the restart.
Nice gesture.
Pretty good stuff. And that's
in
really...
the NHL, they got a couple more virus positive tests, but I think they'll play on time. NBA is on pace, and Major League Baseball should be starting in a couple weeks. So.
Yep, I'm excited. Things are going. We have the schedule is out for Major League Baseball, and probably starting tomorrow, we'll start to dig into what some of these schedules look like. I took a quick look. I don't think starting with the Dodgers-Giants is really too exciting. I think like a Cardinals-Cubs would have been nice if you want to go to a rivalry game. I think, we could have gone a couple different ways there. I thought the Yankees-Nationals with the defending champs against, the team that's favored to win it this year is a nice matchup. But I still think, Cardinals-Cubs would have been a much nicer choice there than Dodgers-Giants. But so be it. Probably has something to do with the scheduling and the way that it's all done. It seems that the Giants play the Dodgers an awful lot anyway.
Yeah, I also think the Dodgers are one of a few handful of teams that really won't compete this year. They're in complete rebuild, I think, for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, Bochy's gone. I think that's really the big one.
Exactly. Yeah.
But all right, we'll bring in the puck dogs, and I know with the NHL now firmly set for August 1st. Let's see if this is gonna work. No. Wow, I'm really struggling here with my switcher. I think I'm going to go back to the old way of doing things for the meantime, or at least get it set up ahead of time. We'll go with Rod, and me, and Chris. Hey guys, how's it going?
Going good.
And
it's a happy Tuesday morning. Hockey's going to be back. Baseball's starting up again.
So hockey has announced that August 1st, we're good to go. So, are we going straight into a playoff, or are they going to finish the regular season? How's this? What's going? I mean, it's been so long since we saw Bettman's hideously painted guest bedroom that I can't even remember exactly what the end. I mean, people can question my taste. I mean, right? But all right, I don't have a room painted mustard school bus yellow either, though. But anyways. Rod, what's this look like? The NHL restart.
You got to report to the hub city by the 26th, I believe,
No, are
of
we
July.
playoffs? Are we regular season? We know it's August
Oh,
1st.
we're August 1st. We go right into your play-in round.
It's a
Right into
play-in round, and how
right
does
into the play-in rounds.
what does the play-in
Best
round mean?
best of five. So winner first team to win 3 games
Who's
wins the
playing
best.
who? How's that determined?
Well, they determined who plays who by the standings in the regular season, the part of the regular season that we played already.
So, Chris,
Uh,
the top 4 teams, I think it was, were kind of excluded from the play-in. Is that how this works?
Yeah, the top 4 teams are going to sort of play a round robin because you can't they don't want the top 4 teams to have any rest going in. They want to give them sort of a chance to get the legs moving. So they're going to have the top 4 teams play each other once, and then the results of those 3 games they all play each other are going to determine the seeding of the top 4 seeds going into the next round. So then you're going to have 5 versus 12. You're going to have 6-11, 7-10, and an 8-9 matchup. The 8 teams that lose now go into the draft lottery, which now determines who could have the first overall pick in the draft. And then the winning seeds move forward, and I think they're going to reseed based on the high and low seeds going forward into the next round.
All right.
They're not gonna go bracket style. They're gonna reseed.
All right. So we got soccer today, and all the 3 big European leagues that are still in action are in action. We got the Premier League, we've got the La Liga and Serie A all in action. Of course, Bundesliga, I believe, is wrapped up, or at least close to it, and the French decided to sit this one out. I don't know.
Yeah, no, we're down to the last 3 leagues. We only got a couple more weeks of La Liga, and then it's down to EPL and Serie A for the next month.
So what do we got for today, Rod? Any
first game I'm starting with. I'm going to start with the Premier League here. Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Chelsea coming into this game, they really need this match. They're fighting for the 6th spot in the EPL. I see them coming in here, Crystal Palace, and it's Crystal Palace. I don't see them scoring a whole lot of goals. So I'm going to take Chelsea minus 1.5 at plus 120. I see this game as 2-0, 3-0. Chelsea wins this game.
Chris, what do you got?
For me, my first game, I'm on the same game. We joke about Crystal Palace sounding like a cheesy online casino, but the last couple games, that's what they've been. You go in, you're disappointed, and you lose your money. So I'm going to take Chelsea to win 10-0 at plus 120 as well. I'm on the same. I see it as being a 2-0, maybe 3-0 game.
What else we got?
Next one I'm going to is one in La Liga. Atletico Madrid versus Celta de Vigo. Atletico's just rolling right now. They're 3rd in the standings in the La Liga. They're the bullies of the league. They ain't gonna take the lower team lightly here. I think they come in here and get the win. Give me Atletico Madrid money line minus 110.
For my second one, I'm going to stay in the EPL. I'm going to take Watford money line against Norwich. Norwich needs the points to try to get out of the basement in the relegation zone, but I think Watford need the points just as badly to sort of create some space from those bottom 3 spots. And I think they go into Norwich. Norwich has been the worst team in terms of goal scoring and keeping the ball out of the net. I think Watford wins this one, so I'll take Watford money line minus 140.
How many do you have total today?
I have one more.
How about you, Rod?
One more.
All right, let's keep it rolling.
Yes, we're not going to put you through a whole pile of soccer.
No, one at a time. It was like if we're gonna do 70 picks one at a time, man. It's like I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
Okay, the last one I'm going with Two big names here. I'm going with it'll be in Syria. Going with Juventus versus AC Milan. Last time these teams met was in a playoff, and I believe Ronaldo missed a penalty kick, and that they ended up draw. The way Juventus has come back after the rest here, they've scored 11 goals in 4 games. I'm gonna take Juventus over AC Milan here, money line plus 120. This is gonna be a really good game. I definitely got to tune in and watch this one. Give me Juventus money line.
Chris?
Yeah, my last one is in Serie A as well, but I'm going to go to the other game. I'm going to go to Lazio minus 1.5 against Lecce. Lazio, just a way better team. They're still chasing down Juventus for that top spot in Serie A, and they can't slip up again. Lecce's given up 4 goals in 5 of their last 6 games. I think this one's a beatdown, so I'll take Lazio minus 1.5.
All right. Going to bring Steve Monahan back in for this one. So you guys want to recap that real quick, Rod?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a round robin on these because the price line's not so bad. Chelsea, give me Chelsea minus 1.5 plus 120. Atletico Madrid money line minus 110, and Juventus money line plus 120.
And for mine, I like Chelsea to win to 0 against Crystal Palace. Watford money line and Lazio minus 1.5 should pay about plus 636. But I do have a birdcage that I really like, and it's at Sports Chat Place right now in the soccer section.
Awesome. Yeah, every day at Sports Chat Place. We're going to do this for every sport, covering parlays, best underdogs, and prop bets, as well as our regular game previews. So, new feature, we figured it out on the fly. This is what happens. It's like, I think it took us, how long did we brainstorm that one, Chris? About 2 seconds?
Yeah, probably.
They're like, we need something more to cover. I'm like, how about if we do this? All right.
Might have been closer to 4, but we got there eventually.
It was like, yeah, and we also have some other stuff that we're going to be doing. I want to do some more COVID coverage, I think. That's, just like today's guys that are, out or in, or how this affects, because I think eventually it will start affecting teams and odds and those sorts of things. Anyways, let's do our wrap-up section. You know what that means. It's Ruffalo time. Oh, I got Steve.
That like it's a bad thing.
Go ahead, Chris.
Well, going back to the Patrick Mahomes contract that you guys were talking about earlier, I just want to say to the Chiefs and the fans over there, buyer beware. We've seen these 10-year contracts sort of not pan out the few times that we've seen them. Donovan McNabb signs a 12-year deal, gets Eagles to the Super Bowl in 2006, gets traded. Drew Bledsoe, 10-year deal, started the Tom Brady era. Dante Culpepper has knee injuries after 2 years after he threw for almost 10,000 yards in 2 seasons. So I think Patrick Mahomes is the best one of those to get that contract. It's just going to be a matter of proving it over the long term.
Better than Jacoby Ellsbury?
I think so.
All right.
Just by a hair, though.
Let's see. Once again, not working. We got Rod.
I'm excited. Hockey's coming back. Can't wait. And hockey is still for the love of the game. Hockey playoffs players don't make a salary. They put a chunk of money together. It may be doubled this year, so this year's pool of money that the players receive is bumped from $16 million to $32 million. So that works out to any team playing in the relegation round that loses, as a player you make $20,000. So go live in a bubble and play this relegation, make $20,000. Even if you make it to the Stanley Cup final, you as a player, you're only going to get $240,000 from that chunk of the pot.
Anyways, on this one, I just want to say that do you Americans even follow the Premier League? If you look at Sports Chat Place and at Pick Dogs, most of the guys that cover the European soccer leagues are not Americans. Anyways, from Europe. So actually, I don't. So I don't. Personally, no, I don't. I'm American. I don't. But anyways, Rod, go ahead.
So, as another incentive, these hockey players, what they've done is the first two rounds of these playoffs that they're playing will be in a bubble form. You will not be allowed. There'll be strict rules. If you break these rules, you will be penalized. All that. But after the next two rounds, if you make it to the final two rounds, your family will be invited. You will be able to have your family come and stay with you in the hotel and do these things. Kind of like an incentive, like, okay, you keep going, your family will get to show you and embrace that you win the cup. So I think that was a great move there. Gives players a little incentive to play.
It's kind of like the family visit on Survivor. Go with
exactly. Give halfway through the tournament, you get a little motivated to get players playing again. I like that idea. That's right. A good add-in by Bettman and his yellow room ideas.
All right, Steve. Wait, let's make sure you're on. No, still showing Rod. Let's see what you got. All right, my button's clearly not working. There you go.
So on the sports podcast, Sports with Mono and Mono, we do a segment called Notable Passings. So yesterday, the music world lost music icon Charlie Daniels passed away in the late 70s. But I think our audience, being our age, can really appreciate Charlie Daniels and his music. And so I just want to make mention of that. And the other thing that kind of disturbed me reading this morning was Andre Rison was in the news. So Andre Rison is saying back in 1986, I remember, I think it was George Perlis probably was the head coach for Michigan State at that time. But I'm so tired of these 34 years or 30 years or 4, whatever the case may be is. I don't know why you don't bring it up at the time. Andre Rison obviously was a real good NFL player, but you know what Andre Rison is famous for is Lisa Left Eye Lopes burning down his house. So.
Also known for running his mouth. Here's not a guy. This is not a guy that flows under the radar and was quiet his whole career. This is a guy that runs his mouth.
Yeah. So I don't put much stock in Andre Rison, and my point is I'm tired of these allegations that come out 30, 40 years after the fact. So I can't put much credence in it. That's it.
Well, it's been a crazy few months since March 12th when Rudy Gobert tested positive for the coronavirus and the world stopped for us. Sports. It's been March. We lost March Madness. April, there was no baseball season. Didn't start. May, no NBA playoffs. June, July. I got one thing to say. It's been a lot of time to think about other things and to talk about other things and for athletes to think about things besides what's going on the field and what goes on the field. But it's time to start thinking about what's going on the field. I'm not saying that we put this other stuff to rest and we let it slide and we do any of these things. I think we continue with our fight, continue to speak our mind with these other things, continue to, I know in my industry, sports betting, we're just sports bettors. You're just some guy that says, take the Lakers, man. This is like, I belong to a club, right? A golf club, fancy ass club, right? I do. I belong to one, right? And it's like, there's doctors and lawyers and the parking lot's all Porsches and, really expensive cars. I'm just the guy that says, take the Lakers, man. And I'm fine with it. Man. I'm good. Because I know a month from now, a lot of these things will be forgotten or at least be swept under, but they're not going to go away. But I will say that this is going to be the best August we ever had, for us. It's as bad as everything has been for us. Premier League, we're talking about La Liga. These topics have never even made the air on my shows, right? They've never even been, people would maybe put them in the comments. Hey, who do you like? We basically put it on the screen and forget that the comment's even there, right? But this is going to be the best August in the history of sports. Most people know I wouldn't attend the Olympics if it was across the street from me. But I'll tell you what, baseball, which we always get in the summer, right? It would normally be August would be baseball, NFL preseason football. This year, NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, which are the best playoffs in all of the playoffs, whether you like hockey or don't like hockey. It is the one sport that really nails the playoff, gets it really right. It's going to be the best August. And I'll tell you, like I said, I know a lot of the other sites have gone dormant, throughout this. I'm proud that we've stuck it out and stayed through it. I'm also proud that I spoke my mind on a lot of these world issues that, I haven't spoke about in the past. And a lot of them I don't touch upon because, quite frankly, I'm not going to change anybody's opinion, that's for sure. Like, I don't know. I have friends that were friends of mine for 30 years, and it's like other friends of ours like said something on Facebook and they're not friends anymore, because of Facebook comment after these people were, basically godparents to these people's children, stuff like that. I mean, you guys have all seen it. It's craziness. I do it because it's like I'm not afraid to let people know who I am and where I stand. And, like I said, I belong to a club to play golf, but I think you guys know better, I think you guys know better. You guys know. I come from a neighborhood. We had one baseball between us, man, and we shared gloves, right? It's like, that's who I am, and I'm still the same guy. And whether I play at a club or whether I play where I'm playing today at the municipal golf course, I do not care, man. I am who I am. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to say what I feel. I'm not going to endorse any political candidates. I'm not going to do any of that stuff. But I am going to say if some guy's a racist or whatever, we're not just going to let it slide. We're not going to let him tell other people how they took, his statements or anything like that. We're going to watch him fry, whether it's some cop with his knee on a guy's throat for 10 minutes when the guy clearly isn't even resisting arrest, or whether it's some idiot like Deshaun Jackson getting paid millions and millions and millions of dollars by a Jewish owner, and then he has the balls, or as they say, right, the chutzpah, to quote Adolf Hitler. I'm kind of done with it, and I'll tell you what, if he's not cut by tomorrow, we're just going to start ripping the Eagles apart. It's going to be relentless, and I know I'm probably going to lose viewers, but I don't care. Let's see what we got. Man, where is everybody? There we go. All right, guys. Welcome back. Yeah, we don't recap the show. We recapped we gave out the picks. We gave out the picks on the show. We recapped the picks on the show as well. So, like giving them out in the comments, it kind of defeats the whole purpose for us of doing this and taking the time. I'm up at 3:30 in the morning to prep for the show. Show starts at 4:30 a.m. my time. So, a little unfair for other people to take it, but we are going to start using graphics to document the picks. I'm just going to need to get the picks from the guys the night before or the morning before, an hour ahead of the show. We'll start having graphics as we roll back into the new leagues. I just don't want to do it with the soccer because I don't know how to spell these team names. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. It's Espanol with a Y. Anyways, have a great day. It's Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Enjoy your tacos.
It is.
Look at that excitement on Merry Christmas. Ooh, it's Taco Tuesday. It's not Piggy Burger Sunday.
August is going to be crazy, and I can't wait to show you guys all the new things we have going on at Sports Chat Place and Pick Dogs. You guys, some of the stuff you will have seen before at other sites, and we were just long overdue to get involved. Some of the other things, though, of course, we don't just take what everyone else is doing. We take it to a whole new level, and I even had the puck dog over here, Zawacki, test it out for me, and he gave it the... Anyways, have a great day, everyone.